CBN has long dedicated itself to supporting Israel. And one day, as CBN was taking a major step forward, something big was happening inside the walls of Jerusalem. Take a look.
In June of 1967, Israel found itself fighting for survival for the third time in less than 20 years. And now, what's known as the Six-Day War, Israel's Arab enemies fought with one purpose: the destruction of the Jewish state. And half a world away from the besieged nation, God was raising up a friend.
We dedicated the start of construction of a new phase of our building in Portsmouth, and the ceremony was over when one of our board members came and said, "They've just started war in Israel." Something just responded within me. I knew this had enormous significance, that we at CBN were linked with Israel, and that this had to do with the last time. It had to do with the fulfillment of the prophecy that Jesus made when he said, "Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." This was the war that liberated East Jerusalem.
The peace did not last, however. In 1973, Egypt and Syria attacked again, this time on Yom Kippur, Israel's holiest day of the year. An unprepared Israel almost lost that war, and the high casualty rate left many in the country disillusioned. A 1974 CBN special brought a message of hope to a war-weary nation.
It became so obvious to every one of us in this country that the threat was to the very existence of the newly born Jewish state.
Here was the general, actually, under Moshe Dayan, who had captured Jerusalem. Now he'd become prime minister, but I had a sense that Israel was so alone. There was a sadness in his voice. He asked America to be strong. And at that point, I made a vow that whatever happened, however unpopular it would be, that we and those associated with us would stand with Israel, that we would be the friend of Israel, regardless. And over these 35 years, I've kept that vow.
3 years later, CBN dedicated its satellite Earth station. As a preview of things to come, the first satellite image received came from the Mount of Olives. Since then, the alliance between CBN and Israel has only grown stronger. In 2001, a news bureau opened in the heart of Jerusalem to bring a prophetic understanding of end-time events.
The march of history is leading back to the city of Jerusalem, and it's vital for CBN News to be here reporting on the events before the return of Jesus Christ.
At Pat Robertson's 75th birthday celebration in 2005, Benjamin Netanyahu sent a stirring thank you to Pat for his friendship to Israel.
Pat Robertson has been a magnificent friend of Israel, and he's been a personal friend of mine. I felt that we had no greater friend in the world, and I mean that. We have no greater friend in the world than Pat Robertson.
In August of 2006, Pat traveled to Israel during the war to demonstrate his support.
I'm here, among other things, to tell your people that the evangelical Christians of America are with you. We're praying for you.
We pray for the nation of Israel.
CBN also has shown its humanitarian commitment to those living in Israel. Through Operation Blessing and Eli Israel, CBN has helped Israelis in need, including survivors of the Holocaust. CBN News now sends Jerusalem Dateline, an award-winning half-hour weekly program, around the world through broadcast and the internet, where it's translated into languages like Korean and Finnish. And In Our Hands, The Battle for Jerusalem, is the most ambitious project of CBN's Middle East documentary team, with more specials on the way. CBN's ties to Israel remain strong and steadfast, and we will be there to report the prophetic events that herald the day of the Messiah's return.
This is the land that the Lord is going to visit. He's coming back again to Israel.
Armageddon and the Six-Day War. We show you how they all fit together tomorrow. And if you'd like to know more about the Six-Day War, CBN Documentaries produced a docudrama called In Our Hands. You can find out more at cbn.com/inourhands.